Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're here to help you cut through the complexity, and today, well, we're tackling a place that's definitely complex, the airport.
Oh, absolutely. It's high stress, packed with information you need now, and one little miscommunication, it can really throw a wrench in your whole trip.
Yeah, that feeling of anxiety as you walk towards, say, the check-in desk or immigration, it's real. And it highlights how English isn't just useful in airports, it's pretty much the global standard, the lingua franca.
It really is. You've got people from all over the world trying to get somewhere. And clear, efficient communication. It's not just polite, it's essential for making the whole system work smoothly and safely.
So our mission today is pretty straightforward. We've looked into the typical airport journey and boiled it down to the 10 most common conversation spots you're likely to hit.
And this isn't just about memorizing phrases, right? It's more about understanding the why behind the language, the strategy you need for each interaction.
Exactly. Knowing that helps cut down the stress, boosts your confidence, and honestly just makes the whole process less painful.
And keep in mind, airport communication is really designed for speed and safety first. Social niceties are great, but efficiency is king.
So if you can say what you need clearly and quickly, you help yourself and everyone else.
But if you're, struggling for words or being a bit vague,
You become that little snag in the system.
right, slows everything down.
Okay, let's map this out. We're going to walk through the typical traveler's path, step by step, starting with those really formal, kind of high-stakes moments.
Check-in, security, immigration, the official stuff.
Yeah, where the language is very specific. Then we'll move into navigating the terminal itself, finding your way, getting food, maybe a little shopping.
More transactional, logistical things.
And finally, we'll cover what happens when things don't go to plan. Delays, lost bags, the problem-solving part.
The fun stuff. Okay, let's dive in.
All right, part one, the formal gauntlet. This kicks off right at the beginning, doesn't it? That first official interaction, checking in at the airline counter.
This is your first real test. You're confirming your flight, showing ID, and dealing with luggage.
The luggage challenge, always.
Always. And the language here needs to be pretty precise. You've got your basic vocabulary list, boarding pass, that's your golden ticket onto the plane.
Can't fly without it.
Nope. Then checked baggage, the big stuff that goes underneath in the cargo hold.
Versus your carry-on.
Exactly. The smaller bag, maybe a backpack, a roller case, that stays with you. Knowing those terms clearly is step one.
And how you interact here matters a lot too, right? The whole politeness thing.
Oh, hugely. Especially in these more formal settings. Think about the difference. You could just walk up and say, change my seat.
Which sounds kind of demanding.
It does. Compare that to, excuse me, could you possibly check if there might be an aisle seat available, maybe closer to the front?
Much smoother. Using those softer phrases like, may I request? Or, would you mind looking into?
Right. It builds a little rapport instantly. Makes the agent more likely to actually want to help you out, maybe go that extra step.
Okay, but what about the friction points? What usually trips people up here?
Baggage weight. Almost always. This is where that weight limit insight comes in. Airlines are super strict about this.
Yeah, they're not kidding around.
No. The standard you see most often, especially for international economy, is one free checked bag up to 23 kilograms.
Which is about 50 pounds for those of us thinking imperially.
Right. And that's not a guideline. It's a hard limit tied to handling, safety, fuel calculations, the works.
Yeah.
So showing up with a bag that weighs, say, 26 kilos.
Uh-oh, problem time.
Instant problem. It holds up the line, creates stress for you, stress for the agent.
I've seen people frantically repacking on the floor by the scale. Not a good look.
Not ideal. The smart move is to be proactive. Before that bag even hits the scale, ask an open-ended question.
Like what?
Something like, just wanted to double-check the weight limit for checked bags on this flight. And are there any fees if I happen to go over?
Get the info early.
Exactly. Maybe you find out you're close, and you can shift that heavy pair of boots into your carry-on right there. Avoids the surprise fee. Avoids the public repack. Much less stressful.
Okay, good strategy. So, checked in, bags hopefully sorted. What's next?
Next up, the security screening. Going through security screening.
Right. This is where the tone shifts again, doesn't it? It becomes very procedural.
Very procedural. High pressure. It's all about following the rules quickly and efficiently. The officers are there to enforce protocol, period. Precision matters here.
And you hear that in the language they use. Lots of direct commands.
Oh, yeah. It's the language of authority. Imperatives, mostly. Remove your laptop. Place liquids in the bin. Step forward now.
And your job as the traveler is just comply, quickly and clearly.
Yes. A simple, okay, got it, or understood, while you're actually doing the thing shows you're paying attention and keeps things moving. No arguments, no delays.
We should probably clarify some terms here too. The bin.
That's just the plastic tray you put your stuff in. Laptop, jacket, liquids, etc.
And prohibited items.
The stuff you absolutely can't bring through security or onto the plane. Liquids over 100 milliliters, sharp objects, flammables. The list is usually posted.
But the real pro move here is being proactive, you said.
Proactive compliance, yeah. Don't wait for them to find something potentially problematic.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, say you have prescribed liquid medication that's over the 100 milliliter limit. Or maybe a medical implant, like a pacemaker.
Right. Things that might set off alarms or need special handling.
Exactly. You need to volunteer that information before you get to the scanner. Walk up and say, just letting you know, I have liquid medication here with a prescription. Or, I have a pacemaker. Do I need a different type of screening?
Shows you know the rules and you're prepared. Probably saves time in the long run.
Definitely. It avoids confusion, potential pat-downs you weren't expecting, and just demonstrates respect for the process. Best bet is always to check the official website beforehand, TSA in the US, or whatever the equivalent is where you're flying from.
Good tip. Knowledge reduces stress. Okay, through security. Now for the big one, especially for international trips. Passing through immigration or passport control.
This can feel like the most intimidating step for a lot of people. And the stakes are high. The officers deciding if you're eligible to enter the country. They're assessing if your reason for visiting is legitimate.
So the communication style needs to change again here.
Drastically. If security was about following commands, immigration is all about the power of brevity.
Short and sweet.
Short and factual. The officers are trained to ask very direct questions. What is the purpose of your visit? How long will you stay? Where are you staying?
And they want direct answers.
Just the facts. They don't need your life story or how excited you are about the trip. If they ask, purpose of visit, the answer is tourism, or business conference, or visiting family.
Not a long anecdote about your cousin's wedding.
Definitely not. That actually raises flags, makes it seem like you're nervous or trying to distract them.
Yeah.
If they ask, how long? They need a number. 10 days, or a specific date, until November 5th.
Not, around 2 weeks. Maybe a bit more if I like it.
No ambiguity. And the address. This is crucial. You absolutely need the required memorization of your specific local address.
Not just the Hill and Hotel?
Nope. They want 123 Naples Street, downtown city name. Have the full street address ready, maybe even the zip code. It shows you're organized and know where you're going.
What if there's a language barrier, though? What if you genuinely don't understand the question? Don't just nod, right?
Absolutely not. Don't guess. The best, most polite strategy is simply, I'm sorry, could you please repeat that slowly?
Buys you a second, shows you're trying.
Exactly.
Okay.
It flags the communication issue without being difficult. It's the most effective tool if you're struggling to understand.
Okay. Any other key terms for this part?
You might hear about a customs declaration form. That's where you list items you're bringing into the country, especially if they're over a certain value. And biometrics, that just refers to the fingerprinting or facial scans they often do now.
Got it. So formal stuff done, check-in, security, immigration. We're officially in. Okay, deep breath. We've made it past the official checks. Now we're into the terminal itself. And the communication style shifts again, doesn't it?
Yeah, it becomes much more about logistics, transactions, getting around, getting things you need. Less formal protocol, more practical stuff.
First up, just finding your way. Airports can be huge and confusing, that maze factor. So asking for directions is fundamental.
Absolutely. And getting this right relies heavily on understanding spatial language, specifically prepositional precision.
Okay, what do you mean by that? Like using the right little words?
Exactly. Words like pass, through, towards, up, down, left, right, opposite. Using them accurately is key.
Give me an example of a good direction.
Sure. Someone might tell you, okay, go through security screening, then walk past the big coffee shop on your left, and your gate, B45, will be down that corridor opposite the bookstore.
Combines landmarks with those precise movement words.
Right. But here's the thing. You're often stressed, maybe short on time. You hear those directions once.
And immediately forget half of them?
Happens all the time, which is why the confirmation loop is so important. This is a vital communication tip.
What is it?
Simply repeat the directions back to the person who gave them to you in your own words to make sure you understood.
Ah, okay. So you'd say something like, okay, so I go past the coffee shop, keep walking straight, and it's down there on the right near the bookstore.
Exactly. It does two things. Confirms you got it right and gives them a chance to correct you if you misunderstood something. Prevents you from walking miles in the wrong direction.
Smart. Especially if you're rushing for a connection.
Absolutely. And if you are rushing, you should also ask about efficiency options.
Meaning?
Ask if there's a faster way. Is walking the quickest way to get to gate C80? Or is there a shuttle or an interterminal train I should take? Airport staff usually know the fastest routes.
Good point. Don't just assume walking is the only way. Okay, navigating done. What about getting food? Ordering food at an airport cafe. Seems simple, but
it requires a different kind of precision, especially these days with so much customization available.
Right. It's not just coffee, please, anymore?
Not usually. The basic politeness is still key, I'll have, or could I please get. But the focus shifts to dietary specificity.
Specifying exactly what you want or don't want.
Precisely. You need to be ready for follow-up questions or to make specific requests, like the example. You order a latte, they'll likely ask, would you like skim milk, whole milk, or maybe oat milk with that?
So you need to know your preferences.
And state them clearly. Or, if you need a change, could I get the turkey club sandwich, but on gluten-free bread, please? And be aware, as in the example, that might cost extra, like an additional $1.
And this goes beyond just preference, right? What about allergies?
Crucial point. If you have allergies or serious dietary restrictions, you need to be very clear and maybe even a bit more assertive about checking allergens.
So you'd ask,
excuse me, does the chili contain any meat? Or, I have a severe peanut allergy. Can you confirm if this pastry was made in an area where nuts are used? It's about safety.
Better safe than sorry on a plane. And the simple stuff, too.
Yeah, the basic contextual vocabulary.
Yeah.
Clarifying for here or to stay if you're eating in versus to go or take away if you're taking it with you helps speed things up.
Okay, fueled up. Maybe time for a little retail therapy. Shopping in a duty-free store.
Ah, the land of tempting discounts.
Maybe.
So the language here is purely transactional.
Mostly, yeah. It's about finding what you want, checking the price and any deals, and paying for it. Bargaining isn't really a thing here.
So how do you ask about things?
Standard phrases work fine. Excuse me, do you carry brand name chocolates? Or could you tell me where I can find the travel size cosmetics?
And asking about deals.
Definitely. Look for signs, but also ask directly. Are there any special promotions on fragrances today? Like that buy one, get a sample free example. It's always worth asking. What about paying? Can you assume they take cards or different currencies?
Better not to assume. Ask about financial flexibility. Do you accept US dollars or just local currency? Or are major credit cards okay? If they do take foreign currency, like euros.
Ask the rate.
Yes. What exchange rate are you using for euros today? Get that clear before you pay.
And for the savvy shoppers, making sure it's actually a good deal.
Right, the informed buying check. Since duty-free means tax-free, it's perfectly okay to politely ask something like, is this price generally cheaper than I'd find online, even with the tax removed?
Helps you decide if it's worth buying now or waiting.
Exactly. And just quickly, vocabulary here. A tax refund often refers to VAT you might claim back separately, not the duty-free price itself. And a sample is that little free tester they might offer.
Got it. Navigating, eating, shopping. Handled. Okay, we've successfully navigated the terminal, maybe picked up some snacks or souvenirs. Now we're heading towards the gate for the next big steps. Boarding and eventually arrival.
Right, and this phase shifts the focus again. It's less about speaking, maybe, and more about listening carefully. Your auditory comprehension becomes really critical.
Especially at the gate area, right? It can be noisy, chaotic. Boarding the flight at the gate?
Exactly. You've got announcements happening, sometimes in multiple languages, people milling about.
Yeah.
You need auditory alertness.
Tuning in for those key phrases.
Yes, you need to be listening for things like, we are now beginning boarding, or more specifically, now boarding Zone 1, and passengers needing extra assistance.
Or the one everyone dreads hearing when they're still miles away.
This is the final boarding call for flight BA 287 to London Heathrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to recognize those calls instantly.
But what if you can't hear clearly? The speakers can be awful sometimes.
Happens all the time. Don't just guess or hope you heard right. This is where proactive inquiry comes back in. Go up to the gate agent.
And ask politely.
Right. Excuse me, I couldn't quite make out that last announcement. Has the boarding time changed? Or could you confirm which zone is boarding now? Better to ask than miss your flight.
Good point. What about specific situations like tight connections?
Ah, yes, managing connections. This is crucial. If your previous flight was late and you're sprinting to make the next one, you might need to board out of sequence.
Can you just jump the queue?
Not exactly jump, but you can explain.
Uh,
Approach the agent politely and say, "Excuse me, I just arrived from city and I have a very tight connecting flight to destination. Would it be possible for me to board now, please?"
and the key tip here.
Have your next boarding pass out and ready to show them. It makes it much easier for them to quickly verify your situation and wave you through.
Makes sense. Facilitates the process. Any specific vocabulary for boarding?
2 main ones come to mind: overhead bin or overhead locker. That's where your carry-on goes above your seat. And obviously connecting flight, clearly stating you're not at your final destination yet.
Okay. Boarded, flown. Now we're on the other side. Meeting someone at arrivals. The vibe changes completely here, right?
Oh, totally. Finally, you can relax a bit. The language shifts towards more casual communication. That formal procedural stuff melts away.
Phew. So more like normal conversation.
Yeah, exactly. It becomes more social, more about sharing the experience. You might say something like, "Oh, the flight was okay, pretty long, but the movies were good." Or if someone's picking you up, "I'm so tired, but thanks so much for coming. I definitely owe you dinner."
Human connection again.
Right. But even amidst the casual chat, there's still a layer of logistical coordination.
Still got to get out of the airport.
Still got to get your bags and figure out transport, so the conversation will quickly turn practical. Okay, which baggage carousel are we supposed to be at? Or have you figured out ground transportation? Should we grab a taxi or is there a bus?
Carousel meaning the baggage reclaim belt.
Correct. And ground transportation just covers all your options for leaving the airport. Taxis, buses, trains, ride shares, pre-booked cars.
And don't forget the simple greetings.
Absolutely. A warm welcome, or "so good to see you," or "glad you made it," adds that essential touch of warmth and makes the end of the journey feel, well, welcoming.
Nice. Okay. Arrival handled. But what if things go wrong? All right, this is where travel can get really stressful. When the unexpected happens. Flight delays, maybe even cancellations, or the dreaded lost luggage scenario.
Yeah, this is the real test of your communication skills under pressure. It requires a mix of things: staying calm, being clear, and knowing what to ask for.
Let's start with handling a flight delay announcement, that sinking feeling when you see the board change.
Ugh, yes. It's frustrating, obviously, but how you handle it makes a difference. The key skill here is diplomacy and frustration.
Meaning don't yell at the gate agent.
Please don't. They're usually just the messenger, and they're likely dealing with a lot of upset people. You need to stay polite even while you're asking firm questions.
So acknowledge the situation first.
It helps. Something like, "Okay, thanks for the update. I know this isn't ideal for anyone." It just sets a slightly better tone before you start asking for details.
And then you need details. Seeking clarity and options. What kind of questions should you be asking?
There are basically 3 crucial areas. First, the reason for the delay. Could you tell me the specific reason? Is it weather-related, or is it a technical issue with the plane?
Why does the reason matter?
It can affect your rights or compensation options later. And knowing it's mechanical, safety first, feels different from air traffic control delays. Second, ask about provisions, especially for longer delays. Since this delay looks like it might be over 2, 3, 4 hours, will the airline be providing meal vouchers or refreshments?
Good question. Don't assume they'll offer.
Never assume. Third, ask about options or contingency plans. If this delay gets significantly longer, what are the options for rebooking onto a later flight or even another airline?
Planning ahead in case it gets worse.
Exactly. You need to understand the vocabulary of disruption. Know what compensation might entail: refunds, vouchers, air miles. Understand what rebook means. Recognize the standard explanations like due to operational reasons or weather impact.
And if the delay is significant, like overnight,
Then you need to politely but firmly inquire about accommodation, referencing regulations if you know them. Given this is now an overnight delay caused by a technical issue, could you please explain the procedure for arranging hotel accommodation as per the airline's policy passenger rights regulations?
you mentioned compensation. How do you pursue that effectively? Yelling at the gate probably won't get you a refund.
No, rarely. Often, the gate staff can only offer immediate small things like a food voucher. For significant compensation like cash refunds for cancellations or major delays under certain rules like EU regulations, you usually need to follow up after the event.
So what do you say at the time?
You can state your intention clearly. "Thank you for the voucher. I'd also like to understand the process for filing a formal complaint regarding this disruption and requesting compensation based on the length of the delay." Is there a specific form or online portal I should use?
Puts it on record and moves it to the right department.
Precisely. Takes the pressure off the immediate situation and channels it correctly.
Okay, delays are bad, but maybe worse is reporting lost luggage.
The bag didn't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this requires immediate action and, again, precision. Speed and accuracy are everything here.
What's the absolute first thing you need?
The crucial details. And number one is your baggage claim tag, the little sticker they put on your boarding pass or passport sleeve when you check the bag in.
Gotcha. It has the tracking number.
It has the tracking number. That's the primary way they trace it in the system. Have it ready the second you approach the baggage services desk.
But what if the tag scan doesn't find it? What then?
Then it comes down to your description. And this is where descriptive specificity is vital. It's a blue suitcase isn't helpful.
Too vague.
Way too vague. Think like you're describing it for a police sketch. It's a medium-sized, bright red, hard-shell suitcase about 26 inches tall. It has 4 spinner wheels, a silver handle, and a very noticeable large sticker from Disneyland Paris on the front.
Details, 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 scratches, straps, brand names.
Anything distinctive. It's a dark green canvas duffel bag with brown leather handles and a small tear near the zipper. The more unique details, the better the chance they can physically spot it if it turns up somewhere unexpected.
Okay, you've given them the claim tag number, the killer description.
Yeah.
What's the final step?
Nail down the follow-up procedure. Make absolutely sure you get a file reference number. It's often called a PIR, Property Irregularity Report number.
Your case number, basically.
Yes, and confirm how they will contact you and the expected time frame for delivery if they locate it locally. Ask, what's the typical time frame for getting bags delivered if found within the next 24 hours? And confirm, will I receive updates via email or phone using this reference number?
Stay on top of it.
You have to. Be polite, but persistent. Hashtag tag outro. So we've really walked through the entire airport journey, haven't we? From those first formal steps at check-in.
Through navigating the maze, grabbing a coffee,
Dealing with the gate agents, meeting someone at the other end, and even handling the stressful stuff like delays and lost bags.
Yeah, it covers a lot of ground.
And I think the main takeaway, the real synthesis here, is that airport communication is kind of like a performance. It relies on being clear, being polite, and being prepared.
It's not just about knowing phrases, is it?
No, it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
It's understanding the structure of each type of conversation, knowing when to be formal and brief, like at immigration.
Versus when to be detailed and polite, like at check-in or when ordering food with specific needs.
Or when you need to be really descriptive and diplomatic, like when reporting a problem. Understanding that structure is key.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you know what kind of interaction you're heading into, you can mentally prepare the right approach, the right kind of language.
Exactly. And that knowledge is what helps you shift from feeling, anxious and overwhelmed.
To feeling like you can handle it, like you can navigate the system confidently, like a pro even.
That's the goal. With these strategies, these insights into the 10 key scenarios, you really do have the tools to boost your confidence significantly.
So here's a final thought for you, something to chew on before your next flight. We've talked about everything from check-in routines to handling lost luggage. But imagine the ultimate test of airport English.
Uh-oh, where are you going with this?
Picture this. You're on the plane. There's unexpected, serious turbulence. The pilot comes on the intercom with an urgent safety announcement, maybe about diverting or emergency procedures. It's crackly, maybe accented.
Okay, yeah, high stakes.
Very high stakes. In that moment, which of the skills we've discussed today would be the most valuable? Would it be the ability to quickly grasp imperatives like insecurity, the focus on factual brevity like at immigration, or that skill of proactive inquiry, asking for clarification even under pressure?
That's a tough one. When clear communication is literally life or death.
Something to think about. What skill truly matters most when the pressure is maxed out? Anyway, we hope this deep dive helps you on your future travels. Safe travels, everyone, and happy learning.
And hey, if you found this discussion helpful, we'd really appreciate it if you could like this video, share it with fellow travelers, and of course, subscribe to the Learn English Lab YouTube channel for more deep dives like this one.